Yes, people. Yes, guys. Welcome to another show of Yardchat, guys. Check this out. This morning we have a special guest in the house. You know what I mean? And Mr. Z, or if you don't know how to pronounce, but we go by Zacchaeus. But if you don't know how to pronounce
Yes,
Zacchaeus, you call him Mr. Z. Mr. G, welcome to Yardchat Morning Show. How you doing, my
it's
brother? How
definitely
you
an honor
doing?
and a blessing being here. Oh man, there's a blessing being here. Thank you so much, Yard Chat crew. Thank you so much for having me. I really, it's an honor and a blessing to be here for sure.
All right,
Yes,
man. So what's going on, man? I see that, I reached out to you the other day. I said, yo, what's going on? What's going on? And you said, listen, man, you have the invite to come on Yard Chat. You
yes,
know what I'm
Yard Chat.
saying?
Yes.
So we hooked up, exchanged thing, boom, boom,
hmm
boom. And
hmm
you know what I mean? And I said, listen, man, what you want to get into? What you want to get into? And he said, listen, man, people you could see right there, finding your purpose.
Finding your purpose so important.
So Mr.
So
Z, man,
important.
take it away, brother. What's going on? Finding your purpose.
Yeah. So the thing is that um, I always teach my kids this too as well. Always find your lane. So find what excites you.
Yeah.
Find what brings you joy, puts a smile on your face, that you're excited to do whatever if you come home from school or you're working, and don't let the job, if you're working a job and it's not really what you like so much, you're just doing it just to pay bills, and you're doing it just to cover your bills, whether you have a family or whether you live on your own. But find your lane, find something that excites you. It should
Yeah.
not be just I work a 9 to 5 and that's it. It just stops up to there. It should be okay. When I come home, I can hit the whatever it is. I can hit the gym, work out because I'm into fitness. I come home, I can create content. I can create content on YouTube. I can share my positivity on any of my social media platforms, and I can be an inspiration to others as well as myself. I can also, whatever your passion is, always hone in on it. Never, don't let nobody deter you. And don't and
True.
one thing I have to say, do not follow everybody, because not everything is fit for you.
True.
Not everything, because
100%
because
right on
people
that.
always try to follow what everybody else is doing. Oh, I want to sing. Yeah, you want to sing, but I want to sing. But maybe it's not your passion, but you're just doing it because it sounds good. Like for example, I remember somebody say, "I want to become a nurse." You want to become a
Mm.
nurse? Oh, they make a lot of money.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes a lot. Oh, yeah, they do make a lot of money. But is that your passion? Because it's not just jumping into something because it makes money. You got to jump into something that fits you. If it doesn't fit you, if you don't like putting needles in somebody every day, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna like it. If you don't like
Exactly.
studying
Exactly.
8 hours, 8 hours, disregarding your social life, pushing aside your family just to study, because it's not just saying I want to become a nurse. You got to put in the dedication and
It's
studying.
a lot
You
of
got to put in
time.
the
A lot
time,
of time.
and you gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the time. You gotta
True.
make sure you're passing those tests. You gotta make sure that you're participating in class, and
You know what
all
I mean?
these things you
Y-
gotta do.
Yeah, true,
So
exactly.
with the music now I'm gonna get
So
into my
wait,
music
so
now.
you also Mr. Z also in music, people. Mr. Z also in music. I
Yes.
know so tell the people what's your background, man. What is your background? I know your background, but you tell the people what's.
I'm Guyanese. I'm
Yeah,
Guyanese. Guyanese background, raised
yeah.
born Guyanese, and I got into Caribbean music ever since I was a youth, as a kid. Got into Caribbean music. My grandfather used to put me on his lap, and just because he used to like DJ. He used to like mixing music a lot
Mhm.
with calypso, calypso and soca. And back in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, it was more like every time I come to his house, it was always soca and Caribbean music. So it inspired
Soca.
me. Yeah, it inspired me to get into Caribbean music. And
Yeah,
I just gravitated towards that. And I gravitated towards reggae because I love conscious music. I like
reggae
things
music. Yeah,
that
yeah,
teach
yeah,
the youth and teach. I like that,
yeah.
and it was more in my
Self-conscious,
lane.
self-conscious
I
music.
try
Yeah.
to fit into the slackness and the slackness of
Yeah,
dancehall and
some of
everything
it's
like
it's
that.
rough, man. It's rough. It's
Yeah, and
rough.
it's not enough. And I realized that that I was into a point in my life where I really wanted to break through with the music industry. And I was almost there. Got signed to the independent record labels here and there. More than two independent record labels I got signed to. And for some apparent reason, they wanted to change my image.
Oh, so tell
Change
you
the
know
image.
that's
Yeah.
another thing. That's another thing that I'm
Not
glad you
more
mentioned that.
dancehall,
You know what I
more
mean?
talking about the girls, more talking about the
Yeah,
grinding and whining. And I
yeah.
realized that I could sing about that. Then I say that, but everybody else is singing about that. It's a competition. Everybody else is singing about that. And it just didn't work. At the last manager I'd been with, it was a Jamaican manager. The last
Mhm.
manager I'd been with, it just didn't pan out.
So
It was a
how so
whole lot
how
of
so how's everything was behind the music scene? How was behind everything? Because not everything you see glamour is gold. You know what I mean?
no, it's a lot of work, a lot of
So any
sacrifice.
experience behind that, and you could share an experience behind all of that?
Yes, absolutely. If you don't fit the certain criteria, in other words, if you don't come up to this gig on time, if you don't like I would sometimes I gotta work. And he would tell me, the manager would say, well, you gotta come to Jamaica for 4 months. And I said, I gotta go to Jamaica for 4 months. What if I don't make money? If I don't make money while I'm there, it's a risk.
Mm,
You gotta be able to sacrifice and take risk in the music if you want to catapult to the next level.
yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that,
You gotta take risks. You
you
gotta
gotta
take
take
chances.
risks.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
about risk taking and music. Now, if a manager is saying that to come to Jamaica in 6 months and bust, because in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah,
when I was really trying to break into the industry, it
yeah,
was more like that, where you had to show out and put out,
yeah,
perform on shows, and you had to make the sacrifices where you had to like. And at the time, it was more like, if I'm performing, I got to bring my CDs.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta make sure that when I'm performing, my CDs sell. But they were more like it was a sneaky business because these managers, I don't want to mention no name, but some of these managers would take money from you. They say paying your dues, and I'm like,
Mm.
pay my dues. They said yes.
But what are they showing for it? What are they showing behind that? Paying dues and what if you're not,
That they
you
get
know?
you. The paying dues is more like we get you the show. Now you
Okay,
gotta pay. You gotta pay me such and such money, $500 a month. So because I'm getting you a show, I'm
oh,
putting
you're
you on
getting
a
gigs.
show,
Okay,
I'm getting you on some gigs, I'm getting you on the big show, the big platform, getting you on the big shows. I get a cut, but if you got to pay your dues by you paying me some money. And I was like, and you signed this contract. Be careful of contracts. You sign the contract, you got no attorney, and you're excited because all you want to do is sing and perform, push out your music. And it was more like they were taking advantage of you because you had a passion for it, because you all you want to do was to sing, get your name out there, and
yeah, because you know,
that's
what I
it.
mean, these a lot of people now, like especially the younger generation, you know, what I mean, they think, oh, yeah, they're just seeing, yeah, they want to make it big, they want to be on video, they want to be on TV, they want to
Yes,
be getting
yes,
all the sponsor, the deal, the money, and they don't
yes.
know, they getting all that up front. They get, yeah, we're gonna take care of you. You got a big multi-million-dollar contract, give
But
you,
you got to
and
pay
not
it back.
knowing that they have to give that back
You got to pay
when
that
when
back.
that when that money start coming in, the
You,
million
you
dollars,
owe
and
that.
you notice, wait a minute, why I'm not, no, because we gave you $10 million up front, so you think we're just going to give you all of this and not
Yes.
expect, you know what I mean?
And the scary thing about that, the scary thing about the industry, the scary thing about that is that
Yeah,
once you say, okay, you sign that contract, and once you say yes, it's a goal, I'm gonna go record. You have a certain time to record all this music. You have
yeah,
a certain time. Now you have a certain time to sell tickets, to sell out
okay,
shows. Now you have a certain time to show yourself, prove yourself. And if you don't prove yourself, they put you on the shelf. You still owe back that money. They say you owe me that money. You owe me
yeah,
that $10,000 that I put up for you in the studio. Now you owe me that money that I put out shows for you. Now you owe me that money. Or now you owe me that money because now I sacrificed for you. I'm your street manager. I sacrificed for you. I can hook you up with this artist. I hook you up with that artist to,
yeah,
to get out there. And now now you cause you didn't you when am I gonna and they tell you too, and they're rude about it. When are you gonna pay me back my money? You owe me all this money.
Wow.
And this is where and because of that, this is where more of I started going towards the independent route because I'm like, I don't like the way
Yeah.
how this
Yeah.
independent thing is. This dependent on labels to put you out. So I started going towards the independent route, not realizing that even with the independent, you gotta have money to market yourself. You have to have money to market yourself, but also it's a more harder work. It's because remember you're
True.
doing it yourself. So now you're not dependent on no one, you're doing it yourself. So now it's more harder work. And now you gotta, and if you don't know how to put together a beat, if you don't know how to put together a
Yeah.
beat, now you gotta pay money for studio time, which is bringing more money out of your pocket,
Yeah. True.
and you're competing
True.
against people that are
A
you're
big
competing
market.
against other artists that are, because remember at that time everybody was an artist.
Listen, and also listen,
Every
now you got to understand now
yeah,
also, Mr. Z, you got to understand
yeah,
now music is different. Why? The big thing is
streaming,
internet.
internet, yes,
Big
streaming,
you have Instagram, you have TikTok, you have Twitter, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have all this, and now you have a lot of artists doing what they call it self-promotion.
self-promotion, yes,
But they could go live on Instagram, they could do the whatever they want to, you know what I mean? So now it it it's a lot of thing now being done in the studio. Do you think
yes.
do you think it's authentic?
It's on. You know why? Because at this moment, at this time, we have the opportunity to promote ourselves on our social media platforms. You
Yeah,
no longer have to depend on labels to do it for you. You no longer have to depend on anybody. You could just open up an account, Facebook account, Instagram, TikTok, and just promote your music.
true.
You can
Self
promote it that
promotion,
way.
yeah,
It's harder, and you may not get no money for it. You may not get a lot of views, but at least you put yourself out there.
yeah,
You put yourself out there. And some people, they come up with the notion that I'm gonna do this, not only, I'm gonna do my music only, and I want to quit my job. Don't
nah,
quit your
nah,
job.
you can't, nah, nah, you can't.
Don't quit your job.
Listen,
Keep your
only,
job.
unless if you become like successful overnight, it can't
Yes.
happen. But you can you really bank on that to happen? You
No,
know what I
you
mean?
can't.
You know
You
what I mean?
can't.
So you like you said, you're taking a big risk. You're
It's a
taking a
big risk. It's a
big
big
risk.
risk. You may not get a lot of views. You may get a lot of views. And the thing is, the truth of the matter is, we're living in the day and era where things are more visually appealing to, like, people like to see music videos. The last music
Yeah.
video I did was in 2022.
Okay.
I spent over $1,000
Mm.
for that video. The last video I did was in 2022. And to me, when I put out that video, and I was saying, Dan, I got to come up with a video. So I was dealing with people I was trying to put up my music, and I put the
Yeah.
music out, got it on all the streaming platforms. And I said, I got to do a music video now. Now, listen, I'm going to be real, and I'm going to be as real as can be.
Yeah. Keep it real.
Listen, I could put out a music video, but the thing is with YouTube, and when you're trying to put out music videos, you got to be consistent with putting out videos, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't have that budget, if you don't have $1,000 a month budget to put out a music video,
Yeah.
and you're trying to get monetized on YouTube or trying to get
It's a
out there,
lot of
it's
work.
hard.
It's a lot of work.
It's hard
You know
when
what
you
I
got
mean?
a family, you got bills. We're living in we're living in one of the most expensive cities in America. And when you got bills, you cannot put out a music video every month.
You got to prioritize. You got to
You gotta
prioritize
prioritize. You cannot
which
put out
come
a music
first. You
video.
know what
Though
I
I
mean?
have these people that I work with that was helping me put out music videos. Now, the last music video, I had to pay the dancers. You gotta actually
Right.
pay people I had to pay for the space in the church. I had to pay for the cameraman, which is like $600. So everything came all together. It's like over $1,000.
Wow.
And that's what you gotta do.
Wow.
It's a
Wow.
grind, and
It's a lot of work, man.
with no ROI. That's the risk you take with the
Yeah.
capital that you have with no ROI. You got to be willing to put out that money and not expect maybe not to get back no ROI, no return on investment.
Yeah. So check
It's
this out
tough.
now. You saying, over the years, because we spoke a little bit before we came on, you said over the
Yeah.
years, it took your while to finding your purpose.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
and in life we do all type of trades and to take care of the family,
Yes.
multitask, do all doing
Multitask.
this.
Yes.
This
Yes.
man also is a podcaster also.
Hmm.
He's also so
I didn't
this
think I
is
was gonna
so
do
you
it.
know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we talk about finding a purpose. So he's in a lot of different things, but it's his purpose because it's
Yes.
all focused on going toward the same direction. His music,
Yes.
also the podcast is Mr. Z. I
Yes.
mean, Zacharias. If you don't want to pronounce it too hard, he said call him Mr. Z
Mr.
and
Z. Yeah.
and Fifth.
And fifth. Yes.
And Fifth,
Hmm.
I mean, they have a podcast. They're also on YouTube, but you're on YouTube?
Yeah, we on YouTube
They're
as
on
well.
YouTube.
On
They're
YouTube as
also
well.
they put up shorts on Instagram. I
Yeah, I have
mean,
a
you know what I mean?
yeah, I have
And
another one.
also on TikTok. I know Mr. Z be putting up on TikTok, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and also Instagram, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
so you took you a while to come around, you know what I mean, to this point where, because some people still living life and still don't have a purpose.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So explain to how you came to that you know, finding the purpose, finding your purpose.
Well, you know what? Back in 2008, I'm gonna begin in 2008. Back in 2008, me and Fifth, um, he mentioned about talking about a podcast. This is back
Yeah.
when this is when MySpace was out. And
Wow, wow.
this is when um this is when and podcasting wasn't popular back in 2008 at all. There
Wasn't.
was, there was something called Live Zone Radio. Live Zone Radio was promoting podcasters at that time. And it wasn't podcasting wasn't popular at that time. So we I didn't want to talk. I was at that moment at that time in my life, I just wanted to sing. I wanted to write music, sing soca, sing reggae, sing dance. I just
Mm.
wanted to sing. I wanted to, but I was singing gospel instead of singing
Yeah.
the secular. I was more singing gospel, reggae, gospel, soca. I was in that gospel realm. I said I don't want to talk on a. I don't want to talk. I want to sing. They said, you want to do a podcast? I said, what is that? I said, what is that? He said, listen, it's a talk show. He said, there's a talk show. And I looked at the idea and I was like, talking. I didn't really think about it. I didn't really, because I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I just want to sing. I want to promote. So at the time, we started doing this thing called StreamYard. We had this show called the First Amendment Show where we talked about issues. This is back in 2008, y'all. We
Wow.
discussed issues. We talked about topics, and the StreamYard was at that moment. At that time, YouTube wasn't popular.
Yeah, I
So
remember that. I kind of remember that streaming. I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Live
Yeah.
Zone Radio.
Wow.
So it would come on. I guess it would be posted on certain platforms. It wasn't popular, and you would not see us. You
Yeah.
would just
Oh.
hear it. It was just audio at that time, just straight audio at that time. And we had a show called Live Zone Radio, and then eventually I started liking it. We started talking, and we had like very interesting topics on what's going
Okay.
on, social issues, what's going on in the world, what's
Yeah.
going on in New York City at that moment at that time. And then I broke off and I had my own little show on Live Zone Radio called Gospel Caribbean Vibes, where I play straight gospel Caribbean music. So the artists will send me their music. They will send me the music through CD. They either like email me the music, and I would just load it on my show called Gospel Caribbean Vibes. And and I would just say I was introduce the music. I would even play my own music on there. I have like a countdown, like 12 hot songs of the week. So the music that the artists send me, the Gospel Caribbean, and at that moment at that time, Gospel Caribbean music was getting popular at that time. So they would just send me the music and I would just play it. And it worked. And I said, you know what? I think I found my lane. I kind of like this talking stuff. I didn't think I would like it because remember, I was just focused on the music. I was not focused on just talking. I didn't want to talk. I want to just sing. So, and then Fifth shared something with me, like results. And I said, these are all the views I got from just doing this. I was like, oh, I said, this is all the stuff. This is all the people that's actually tuning into the show from all over the Caribbean. They were tuning into the show from some parts of the country in America. And I would say to myself, I was like, I kind of like this stuff. So we started the journey. We started Mrs. Z and Fifth back in 20. We stopped it and we actually put out an album, a music album.
Wow, so you guys have history.
We have a history, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we have a history. So we dropped the album. I had my own music too that I dropped in 2008. I had an album, then I re-released it back in 2011. And then we became together. We put together a hip hop and a gospel Caribbean album that we released called The Example. And we did a music video on it back in 2010. We did a music video on it. Yeah. So for a while, we just promoted the music for a while. And he said that, listen, I think we should start another show, man. Podcasting is getting popular. This is back in 2015. He said this. I said, another show? Another show. And I scratched my head and I was like, okay. Okay, we do something else. He said, yeah, podcast. Look, they got Drink Champs on, and this show is on, and that show is on. Look, podcast is blowing up. We should do something. And I said, okay, let's do it. So we had a show. So we just started we said Mrs. Z and Fifth. We could have done it short, make it more of a ring to it. We said we're gonna do the Mrs. Z and Fifth show. We're gonna start our own podcast. We started on Audio Mac. And we did Audio Mac for a while. We were not showing our faces. For a while, we didn't show our faces. So I said, you know what? I think then we said, it's time that we show our faces live. We actually could show our face. I said, show our face. I said, yeah. Let's do a YouTube. Let's do YouTube. Let's do something on you. I said, YouTube, okay. I said, all right. If we do something on YouTube, then okay. And I said, and at the time, I said, but then we started doing the YouTube Mrs. Z and Fifth at a time. And then at that time, how I came up with the live word of the day was crazy.
Because you do that on the other platform and
on another platform, yeah, on YouTube too. I have that on YouTube too as well.
Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok. So I said, I like sharing the Bible. I like sharing the word of God. So I used to put up like scriptures every morning. Every day I will put up scriptures on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put up scriptures. And I said to myself, I'm not a shy person. Maybe I can do this live. Maybe I could try to do this live. I'm not really a shy person. Maybe I can actually put my face out there with the Bible verse. I'm sharing the Bible verse. And that's how
it's a good thing.
Yes, that's how I came up with live word of the day. Because I'm showing my face and I came up with the scriptures and I'm like, maybe I can collab the two. And I did that for a little while. And I said, okay, I kind of like this. And then I said, maybe I can put it on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe because this same thing that I got more views doing that than I did with the music. I got more views talking about my experience in life and my walk with the Lord than my music. I'm like, I scratched my head to that. I'm like, I think this is my lane. I think this is my purpose. Because people resonate with this more than my music.
Okay.
And I said, I think I found something, and I think I found my lane here. Okay. People like to hear my voice. I don't know what it is, but I got more traction that way. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna continue doing this. It's not only that I could put it out there more, but I find it that I don't have to break the bank doing this. I'm just saying.
You could go easy. You could go easy.
Yeah. I don't have to depend on going to a recording studio because, listen, I just purchased a Mac with my income tax money, so maybe there's something to this. One time I got my income tax money and I said, I'm gonna purchase a Mac computer. I went to school for automation, and I just purchased a
Okay.
Mac computer because I said, listen, my Toshiba computer broke down. My Toshiba computer crashed. I had it for 10 years and it crashed. I got like, oh man. So at the moment at the time I was like looking at, I said, I don't know how to use a Mac. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to use a Mac computer. I never touched a Mac computer. So when I was in
You learn.
Kingsborough College, I got used to it. And the professor was like, listen, in order for you to graduate and do certain things on the computer, you have to have at least a Mac computer. So I was like, you know what? I was waiting to use a Mac computer in the library. I didn't have the time. I had to go to work. And I had time to use a Mac computer in the library. Too much people were waiting on to use these computers. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna have to wait for my income tax and maybe see if I can buy a Mac.
Exactly. Exactly.
Waited for my income tax money came in.
Yeah.
I had enough money. I was like, oh, I claim the kids. I get a lot of money on my income tax. I bought a Mac computer. I said, wow. Bought a Mac computer and I was training every day how to use them on my own. Trying to understand it.
Yeah, you figure out what is what. Yeah.
What to do, trying to understand it.
Exactly.
And then I went on, and then I was like looking at Adobe. I was just trying to figure out how I can create my now that I have this, I'm on YouTube now. How do I share videos? How do I do that stuff? How do people do that? How do people create content to make it interesting? So I started looking into Canva. I started looking into different things I was looking into. And I'm like, this is interesting. Wow, I don't mind paying a subscription as long as I'm able to do it. Wow. And I actually getting more views doing this than I do with my music videos. It was like a game changer for me. I got monetized on YouTube in over a year ago, actually. I got monetized on YouTube. I never got monetized sharing my music, and I have quite a few music videos.
Yeah.
But it didn't gain the views like I wanted to. But because I was sharing my experience with the gospel, but sharing the word of God, but also blending it with my life experience and other people's, and sharing content that other people went through, I was able to get more traction on YouTube, and also, believe it or not, on my other social media platforms as well.
Yeah, because it's one thing I always say, YouTube is like the main platform, because once you become, and don't you notice a lot of people like on TikTok or Instagram, they have a lot of followers, content, but when they make that transition to go on YouTube, trust me, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
You have to be more dedicated to YouTube, and
yes, I realize that.
Push content. Yeah,
I realize that I'm creating videos on YouTube at least 6 days a week sometimes.
Listen, we also got monetized. When we got monetized, they're like, whoa. You know what I mean? And listen, people don't understand. Let me tell you something. People don't understand the journey, because did you know we had another channel? I had another channel. It was Yardchat Podcast and Promotion. Oh, and I had it. That was it before, because this is the backup channel.
Yes,
that I created back in 2023. But it was sitting there. But the other channel was doing good. We had almost over 2,000 subscribers, but the watch hour was horrible, because people wasn't really. It was mostly shoot shorts, get subscribers. But then I started putting content out. But then I got caught up with some copyright strikes. I didn't know how to take care of it.
I know about that.
Think it was okay. Didn't know us. Then one day the channel got deleted. I'm like,
wow.
And they said no. So I said, you know what? So back in 2024 in March, this particular channel, Yardchat Podcast, I think I only had like 15 and 16 subscribers.
Yes.
And I said, man, listen, I said, I got to start, put on some content, start doing some work, more serious, study YouTube, make sure you're mindful of copyright issue, all that stuff. So now and I wasn't using YouTube Studio to go to the copyright. You have, these are the tools that you have to use it.
You use, yes.
So then I started putting content, boom, and just people just start liking the channel, subscribing it, watching it,
Subscribing.
and
Yep.
before you know
I'm a
it,
subscriber.
before you know it, they
Yes.
monetize with, we monetize.
Yes.
But the thing is, they're two separate monetization, right? We have the 500 hours. That's the one we
Mm,
fell under. Also the 1,000.
1,000.
So
Yes.
we accomplished the 3,000 watch hour. We monetized for that.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to the people that donate to Yardchat, super chat, and videos.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
good. You know what I mean?
That's
It's a
good.
young platform, but saying, just saying that, with as you say, your purpose, you also have to be consistent
Yes, you have to. Yeah, absolutely.
in your
Absolutely.
purpose. You have to, it doesn't
Absolutely.
matter. You can have a purpose, but if you're not being consistent,
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You will.
all
They
right.
will demonetize you. But not only that, too. If you found the purpose, there's people that's gonna come with negative talks
Yeah,
to you.
you're gonna have the haters, as they
You're
say,
gonna
the
have the haters
haters.
out there. You're gonna have people that's gonna discourage you and saying that they don't make no money,
Exactly.
and
Yes.
but they don't understand that in the long run that is gonna pay off, because when you put in the work, you will build a fan base. It takes time, it takes work, it takes effort, but after a while, man, somebody's gonna want to listen to you. Somebody's gonna want to tune in and hone in, and
Yeah.
because you never know, that one person that you tune into could be like, "Wow, it was a blessing when you hear it. I was blessed to hear that," and that message
Yeah,
was
and
for me.
listen, that's why we always tell people, listen, even now there's a lot of people on YouTube, people I follow, positive people,
Yeah, likewise,
listen,
yes,
people saying posts, even if you think no one is watching, people is watching, man. You think people's
yes,
not watching your video?
yes,
And
yes.
sometimes people don't understand the YouTube studio is not up to date. It's a week behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's right when you look at it, it's a week behind,
A
right?
week behind. Oh,
So
yes,
so
yes.
so sometimes
True.
you might have
It is.
30 views, but realistically you might have 130 views.
Yeah, I noticed that on the studios. There's
I'm
always like
serious.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah, so like once a week or like once a week, I try to look, do like a YouTube overall,
Yeah, view. Yeah.
look through what
Yeah.
video is doing good, why,
Hmm.
when to, who, what I mean, things
Hmm.
that's what YouTube Studio use it because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
tools for you to elevate
Hmm.
and to even put more, make your purpose even more better.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
So
speaking about Mr. Z and Fifth, when your guys coming back? Because I know you said your guys took a little. You thought I forgot about that, right?
yeah, yeah.
you
We're
know,
supposed to be back this coming Sunday. This coming Sunday. I
oh,
think
you're gonna do an episode this
we're gonna do
Sunday?
an episode this coming Sunday. We usually talk about relationships,
Yeah,
breakup and
yeah,
makeup
yeah.
relationships. We talk about that a lot. We also discuss social issues and certain things, but lately we've been mostly for the last series we've been talking about a lot of relationship, how much women would because he's a single guy,
Yeah,
and a
man.
lot of some people are single, they're not married like us, they're single, so they like talking about that, they like discussing
It's a
that,
lot. It's a lot going on right
you
now.
know.
It's a
Yeah.
lot going on right now, especially in our community. And listen, that's another show. That's listen that, and listen. This man is a believer.
Hmm.
God first.
God first, God
You know what I
first.
mean? And his music,
Hmm.
calypso, reggae.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, when we put on, listen, listen, guys, today, and I keep it real with my audience. Today is the first day we're using StreamYard, but we pre-recording. So when
Yes.
you see this, it's done with.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So listen, I like your guys' shows over there by Mr. Z and Mr. Fifth, man,
Oh, thank
because
you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, Mr. Z and Fifth.
Yeah, we'll have you
I like
on,
that
man.
show, man.
Yes, thank
Relationship.
you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They took a little break, guys. A little, come on, take a little break, maybe a week, 2 weeks, or whatever. Whatever break they took a little break. Now they're coming back this week, right? You said Sunday?
Sunday, yes. Yeah, Sunday. This coming
It's
Sunday,
coming back
we're
Sunday, and then
on.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Sunday. Then it's like a pre-record show. Then we load it for the week so people can have it a week. We chop it up, edit it, chop it up so people can have it on all the social media platforms and get a reaction to it,
Man, it's a lot
Yeah.
of work, isn't
That'll work, yeah.
it? Listen, that's another thing when it comes down to purpose. Purpose just don't fall in your lap.
Yes.
Purpose don't fall on people that, I don't want to say that word, man. Lazy.
Yeah,
What a
lazy.
biblical word? There's a biblical word for it. There is a biblical word.
For laziness.
Yes.
There's
It said like if you don't like take care of your family, reprobate, something like that.
reprobate. Yes, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He said
Yeah,
if you don't,
reprobate. Take care.
cause that mean you're being lazy.
You're being
That's
lazy.
your
Yes.
purpose. Take care of your family. Listen, we all
Hmm.
know sometimes we have challenges in relationship.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
listen, life is a challenge, but what I
Hmm.
mean. Again, that word, be consistent.
Be consistent
What I
and
mean.
work on your
Challenges there for
craft.
make each
Yes.
person get better to grow,
Hmm.
as they say, in grace.
And grace.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? But man, something yeah, it's rough, man.
It's rough. Yeah.
Keep it real, it's rough. That's why, Mr. Z, they speak on relationship, a
Hmm.
lot of their shows on relationship, modern
Yes.
relationship, and also coming from a biblical point of view. That's
Yes.
the thing. See,
That's the
people don't
thing. Yeah.
see see the world don't like to be corrected when they're doing something wrong. So
No.
it's like a child, right? If you see a
Hmm.
child keep doing the same thing, what you're gonna do? You're gonna teach a child, listen, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Yeah. Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
then but if the child keep doing that, you gotta the discipline get more and more
Yeah.
elevate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
Yes.
but
And they learn. Yeah. Got to teach
but
kids. Yeah.
that's how life is. But sooner or later, you have to deal with your challenges. You have to find a way how to cope with it,
Yes.
or act a certain way.
Yes. There's gonna be
I mean,
bumps in the road and cracks in the road that you gotta. There's gonna be challenges that you face,
yeah,
but don't give up the vision. Don't give up the goal. Don't give up the vision. We all have a goal to reach, and our goal is to fulfill whatever God's
yeah,
purpose is in our life is to fulfill. And we do have challenges. Yes, it's gonna come, and not to say that's not gonna come. It will come, but if you pray and ask God to lead the way and guide you, and let me tell you something. There's gonna be many times when you're gonna be facing challenges. I could tell you about challenges, be facing challenges, whether something happens in your family, but it kind of and sometimes there's hurdles in life that you have to face, and sometimes there's family members that come your way, and you got to do this, you got to do that to block your vision, or there's friends that you haven't spoke to in a while, but all of a sudden now they come in your they come in your way to block whatever you're trying to do, or and they say, listen, you got to stop doing what you do. And they come your way. And maybe situations come your way, problems come your way, circumstances come your way, but
yeah,
it should not stop you and put a halt on your purpose. It shouldn't do that because it will come. Whatever God's laid out for you, it will come. And He told us there's gonna be trials and tribulations in your life, but like the Bible says, weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. There's gonna be troubles in your life, troubles and trials in your life, and there's gonna be facing some
yeah,
challenges. But you know what? Overall, God has put it in you and put it in your table of your heart to keep going.
yeah.
Keep
That's
going
it.
and,
You
and
got you
don't
got to
and don't
keep
give up.
going.
Because there's many things that will tell you to give up. There's many things that say, you know what, this not working out. I don't see the money in this. It's not working out. I don't see no money coming through. It's not working out. Listen, the money will come later. People worry about income. It's important. Not to say it's not important, but if you just focus on that, it will never be complete.
Yeah,
You'll be like the wind, like the Bible says, tossing to and fro, going from what sounds good. You'll be going like what the marketers,
exactly,
what the
exactly.
marketers say, like the one that's promoting the online businesses, shiny objects. You were jumping from one shiny object to the other, trying to figure it out, and you lose. And because you're trying to figure it out by jumping from that person, you see somebody doing something else, and you want to jump on it, and you're seeing somebody, and you're seeing another person jump on something else, and you want to do that, you're gonna lose your purpose and lose your focus, and there you go. A
Yeah,
dream,
man.
your
Listen, man,
dream
I
demise.
appreciate everything. I appreciate everything that you're doing, man. You know what I mean? The
Thank
music,
you
the
so
podcast, you
much.
know what I mean,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
life in general, you know what I mean, and
Yes. Thank you.
just 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 taking it easy, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank
Hmm.
you again, man. I appreciate everything, man. Anything else you want to get into? Oh, also, man, I know I saw a video that you just put. Is that a new video? The
Is
one with
it
your
with
daughters in it? That's a new video?
with
The
I'm
one I saw
sharing.
on it was on TikTok, right?
Yeah, Gino Jennings, Pastor Gino Jennings.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's no. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Pastor Gino.
It's like, listen,
I
man.
sometimes I share other pastors. I share pastors and everything like that. I do share it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it's crazy out there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Listen,
Yeah.
so guys, tune in Sunday. What time? What time the show comes on?
The
What time
show
you guys?
officially starts at 5 p.m. 5
Yeah.
p.m. But it's pre-recorded, so it would be 5 p.m. So it would be on Monday. It will drop on Monday, actually. So check it out Monday. Usually, if it's pre-recorded, Sunday it would usually be in the week. I would say by Friday. I forgot. Now I
No.
remember by Friday it would be released. Be released everywhere.
So
Or it
so
will
you
definitely
you
be released on YouTube Friday morning.
okay. So you use StreamYard to
We
stream,
use
right? That's what,
StreamYard. We use StreamYard
oh,
to do our
because
podcast.
listen,
Yes.
I'm debating to use it or not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's
It's
what I'm
good.
like.
It's good.
But so
It's
far
good.
it's pretty good,
It's
man.
pretty
You know,
good. Yeah. It's
today,
pretty
you
good.
know,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
today's my first day to
Yeah.
go like
Mm-hmm.
pre-record or go live with someone. Because you go
Yeah.
either, however you want to do it. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
You could pre-record it, drop, because what happened is I would drop if I pre-record, I would drop this video
Mm-hmm.
into my editing.
Yeah.
Then you know, it's like a
Yes.
process I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all of this is new, man, and
Yes.
but I like maybe eventually now I'm leaning towards now. You saying you're using StreamYard? I'm like, come on now, I got it.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
convinced me now. I'm
Yes.
leaning strong to StreamYard to use it
Yes.
to
Mm-hmm.
for the yard. But it's good though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could share your screen. You could do all type of
All type of stuff. We could, share your
music in the
screen.
background. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You could do.
Mm-hmm. Everything. Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a nice platform, man.
Oh
And
yes.
I mean
Mm-hmm.
finding your purpose, man.
Finding your purpose. Yes.
So you still in the music, right? I know you're still doing your music and you're still
Yes,
doing
I still do it every now, not as much because I'm so focused on podcasting now.
yeah, the pop, yeah, that's the main,
Not as
yeah.
much. I still we're having a re-release album for our 10-year anniversary from the album called Mrs. Z and Fifth, called Set the Example. We're doing a re-release in
Okay.
September. We're doing a re-release for that
All
album
right.
with bonus tracks, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Yeah, man. Like you said, people, we spoke about it where we're all gonna come together,
Yes.
Mrs. Z
And
and I and
you're gonna be on the show.
Fifth,
Yes.
and we're
Yes.
gonna come together and do, you know how it goes, guys,
We know
and
how we
do
do. Yep.
pull a
Mhm.
little vibes on YouTube or whatever,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and speak about certain things.
Yes.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people get upset, especially in our community. They don't like truth, man. Especially when we post certain things, the
They
facts,
don't. They
and the
don't.
facts are there to support it, and they're
They
still
don't.
like, yeah, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yes,
what
they
it
do.
is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So I thank you so much for having me
Yes,
on,
my
man.
brother. Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate it, man. And
Oh,
thank you
definitely
for
a
coming on,
pleasure.
guys.
Yes.
Make sure you go check out this man platform over there, Mr. Z and Fifth.
Yes.
Go check it out, guys. Also on social media, tell them your social media name, man. I know
Zaccheus Music on Instagram. Wayne.Baccheus @Wayne.Baccheus on TikTok, but on Instagram, Zaccheus Music on Instagram. Wayne Bacchus also on Facebook and on YouTube. YouTube, we have Mr. Z and Fifth on YouTube. Also, we have Zaccheus Gospel Soca on YouTube. Zaccheus Gospel Soca on YouTube, 5521 on YouTube. Check me out with a lot of live word of the day. Always coming with some good content for you. Coming with more and more content all the time. So check me out, y'all. It's a blessing.
All right, my brother.
Big up to
Appreciate it.
Yardchat. Always check out the platform.
All right, man. Thank you. Enough love, brother.
Peace and blessings.
All right.
Right now.